Hi BookTube, it's Stephanie. Today I'm going to share with you all the books that I got in August and the ones that arrived the 1st of September because I want to get the books on my shelves, but it feels wrong. So the first book I'm going to tell you about is a book that I purchased in store in August, and that is Uppdrag Hail Mary, Ensam i rymden by Andy Weir. The English title is Project Hail Mary. And in this one we are following a soldier, an astronaut who finds himself the sole survivor of a crew of 3, and he is the only person who has any hope of saving Earth. This is our body read, we are currently reading it. I am ahead with 1 chapter and I'm impatiently waiting for her to read the last chapter for today. I love this book, this is brilliant, and I'm really loving it, so yeah, can't wait to continue, and yeah. Then we have a sequel, and that is The Alchemist Who Survived No Dreams of a Quiet City Life, Volume 3 or Number 3 by Osata Nomohara with illustrations by Ox. And yeah, this is the 3rd book in this 5-book series, I think. This is a light novel, so the way it's written is a bit more easy to read. Now this particular volume does not really follow the main character. I will talk about it in my September wrap-up. We'll see when that happens. But this one is definitely more like the other volumes has also been like this, but this one kind of takes it to the extreme, and that is that it's more short stories surrounding these characters, and this one definitely focused more on side characters than the main character, but I still liked it, and this volume made me cry. I never cry when I read books. Fanfiction, yes, but books, never. This one made me cry, and when I felt okay, I started crying again. It was great. And this light novel series follows a girl who put herself in suspended sleep or animation, and I hope that meant that she's finished with Hail Mary, we'll see. But she put herself she puts herself to sleep in this sealed environment to wake up when it's safe. However, she makes a mistake and she ends up waking up after 200 years, and she needs to deal with it because now, from being like one out of hundreds of alchemists, she's the only alchemist in this region. I am really enjoying this series and I have loved all the volumes. This one was a little bit, if it wasn't for the fact that it made me cry, I would have given it 3 stars, but it made me cry and I wanted to give it 5 stars. But I gave it 4. Tangent. Then I got a omnibus of, well, it's omnibus number 1 of 2. I am so certain that I have the first book somewhere, but I can't find it, so I just got the omnibus. And that is The Magic Kingdom of Landover by Terry Brooks. This one contains Magic Kingdom for Sale Sold, The Black Unicorn, and Wizard at Large. And it's massive. The first book is actually the thickest one of these. I am certain that I have the first book somewhere. It should be somewhere because I remember the title and I was like, oh, I have that book. And I was like, no, I don't, because I have registered all my books. Well, not all of them, but I can't find it anywhere. And I got this edition over a little bit more simpler one that I did like, but the ruined castle in the background on this cover, I want it. I want that castle. And then fix it up, which basically means my dad will fix it up because he has like worked everything that time like 30 years ago. But yeah, I was reminded by it. But the first volume follows a lawyer who decides to answer this ad that has Magic Kingdom for sale, and he purchases it and then ends up being a king. Yes, it sounded silly, it sounded fun, and I repeat, unless I got it from the library, but I remember it so well. But yeah, here it is. Now this book I don't know too much about, because this is a book from my Goodreads Choice Award Challenge for 2012, and I just read one line, and then on my edition that I have of it, it doesn't have that much more information, and I want to keep it that way, and that is The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. I think this is a duology, if I understand it correctly. Honestly, it doesn't matter. If I love this, I will continue. But the line that got me was, "Dear you, the body you're wearing used to be mine." Yes. And basically we're following a person who wakes up, and around her there's a bunch of bodies. There's a bunch, yeah, wearing latex gloves, and she has a letter in her pocket from Rock Thomas, a superpowered operative in Britain's most secret of secret agencies. And then someone tries to kill her. Again. Yes, this sounds so good, and I love this cover, and I was so tempted to buy the sequel as well. I mean, I bought 3 books in one, so I mean it wouldn't be too bad, I guess. But yeah. The next book I got, I have eyed it and it has been on one of my tabs for books I want to buy for ages. But I reread it when I again made an order, and I basically just went, what the frick is this book about? And that is The Mirror Empire by Cameron Hurley, book 1 in the Worldbreaker saga. This is a trilogy, and I just, what is this about? This seems to have aliens. Yeah, Alien Empress, and I'm like, this one just makes me confused. Let's see if I can make sense of what I can understand from the synopsis. There is this event that is reoccurring, and we are following characters, I think on both sides, but it's basically this small kingdom whose probably will be defeated, because all around them are enemies, and there's someone that needs to betray her family or her empress, or it's weird, and yeah, yes. I have no idea what this is about, and I don't get any clear view of it when reading the synopsis, so I'm just like, yeah, it's mine now. And then the last book before I go over to the Illumicrate books for June and July is Toxic Fart, Spring Eating Amobas, Mosquito Assassins, and more. 297 terrifying ways nature is trying to murder you. This is just what it sounds like, a list book with ways that nature is trying to murder you. Now, the only thing that I'm like, I don't need more, like, the last line on the back is featuring more than 290 creatures, disasters, and other agents of deadly destruction. This book includes every way the planet is actively trying to get rid of you, whether in the wild or in your own backyard, giving you even more reasons to never leave the house. I do not need more reasons to not leave the house. I have plenty of reasons to stay indoors. You're saying, but yeah, this just sounds hilarious. So for the Illumicrate books for June and July, if you have not gotten yours yet, don't look at this part. And the first one is The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed, and this one is following a girl who in her pagan village is the only one without any powers, and when the king or someone higher up they want a blood sacrifice, her entire village sells her out. But on the way they get attacked, and all the soldiers are killed except for one who turns out to be a prince and her, and they need to trust each other because otherwise both of them will die. I have no idea, but what I do know is that I just love this, I guess this, and then the hidden dust jacket. I love it. So I have not really heard anyone mentioning anything about this book though, but it does sound intriguing and I'm happy that I have it. And then we have a book that I do think that a lot of people have seen, and that was the Illumicrate for July, and that is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Shun. And this one following a girl who, when she grew up, had a fortune teller tell both her and her brother their fates. She got the fate of nothing, early death, and he got the fate of greatness. However, their small village gets attacked, and in this attack she survives, but her brother does not, so she decides to dress like him to get his fate as her own. I don't really know anything else. I think, when was it, this Mongol rule? So yeah, we'll see. But I mean, a lot of people have just told you how gorgeous this edition is, and I agree with them. And yeah, and I got, like, I have put in my book plate, but I also got one that was physically signed, which I thought was interesting. But this one sounds intriguing, and just as that one, glorious. She didn't just want greatness, she wanted the world. And then another hidden dust jacket. It's so nice. I really enjoy this. And this was one of the books that I was really looking forward to this year, so I'm really happy that I have it. So those are all the books that I got in August and the 1st of September. But did you get any books in August? Please tell me down below. And if you want me to get to any of these as soon as possible, please tell me down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, now it will not fall down.